Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Noita, where today, obviously, I have a plan. So here's where we are at wand-wise. This is, fine, right? It just shoots some magic bolts, it's got a pretty good rate of fire, critical plus, pretty whatever. We do have homing shots and projectile repulsion sector to help with fighting. Mostly, combat's been, pretty uninteresting. We have a pretty good digging wand that is both chainsaw and luminous drill, which has made it really useful in a lot of ways, and also it's very fun to kill people with it. And then we got this thing. So I picked up vertical barrier at a shop, the second shop, after we picked up homing shots, because I was curious if the barrier would move toward things the way the Death Cross does, and the answer is no, it totally doesn't. But I still actually think this is pretty cool. So the projectile creates this this group of particles. These things hurt a lot, by the way. I have touched them accidentally more than once. Not a good idea. Don't do that. And while they are not affected by our homing shots ability, they are affected by the repulsion sector. Look at this. We can actually, shove them around. So I have been using them that way a little bit. It is actually kind of neat. And then this fourth one is just one I picked up on the way over here. It has Death Cross in it, and we have homing shots, so these Death Crosses will appear directly on top of us, so we'll want to definitely do that while moving. But yeah, it seems fine. Wand's got kind of a long recharge time, but whatever. Unfortunately, I am having a little bit of frustration with the game, just with the way that I want to be looking for secrets and stuff. We have 315 health right now because I have 2 orbs. We really ought to have, and we're at full health because I went and grabbed the health refill in the caves. We really ought to have more 450-ish at least. I trivially could have had that much health, but I didn't want to spend the hour and a half digging around to go get all of the orbs that we know about. And it's just it's a little bit of a bummer how much optimal play in this game wastes my time. You know? It'd be one thing if the only way to get to the orbs was, the fighting, and then at least, if we had to fight through the frozen vault or whatever. First of all, then there's a trade-off there that's actually gameplay-based, and secondly, it's more interesting to get them, because you might lose. I could dig to anything at this point, you know? We know where a lot of orbs are, and we know how to get to them without any difficulty at all, and I don't want to because it's boring. I sort of wish... I know that the balance would be kind of all over the place. They'd have to rethink some things. But I sort of wish that once you picked up an Orb of True Knowledge, you just always had that max HP on all future runs. You never had to go back and get an Orb. They're not going to do that, obviously. But I've been considering just downloading a mod that starts us with the amount of health that we should have from all of the orbs we can easily get to. And... I won't get achievements or whatever with the mods enabled, but, fine. Anyway. It takes a long-ass time to do this, to dig down here. So we're right below the lake, in the place that we've approached the lava river from before. And it took a really long time to get here, to get together a run that can get here. And it could have taken so much longer, right, if I had gone to get the orbs, or if I had gone to put this stuff in our wand. I found some real interesting-looking spells while I was digging through the big steel eye. But in order to be able to edit them into one of my wands so I could use them, I would have to have gone back down, to the magic temple above the vault, which is not a short trip from there, and then edit the wands, and then climb all the way back up there, and it's just the scale of the game world is very impressive, but also it's incredibly tedious to navigate once you know about things. I'm really loving the discovery, but... actually making use of the discovery I maybe am done with. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. We're going to play this, and then probably this is going to be the last Noita for a little while anyway, because at the beginning of next week, there's a couple of things in Hitman that have been added or are being added that we're going to get to. So I'm going to get a little break from the game, and then after that we'll see how I feel, and it may just be time to retire the series. I will probably still keep playing and figuring things out, but prepping for each episode is taking more and more time, and it might be it might be time to just bounce and have something else in that slot. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let me know if you have strong feelings about it one way or the other in the comments, of course. And with that, 5 minutes of staring at the screen and talking, let's use our freeze field to dig through this lava. I know I have Breathless, which feels like not a very good perk when you when you have freeze field, but you know, there are still some liquids that don't freeze. Concentrated mana and oil and stuff. And the perk choices at this temple were like, it was Breathless and Swim Faster and something else that had to do with liquids. All three of them sort of disabled by freeze field. And I was like, well, that's annoying. But anyway, we got freeze field and we have a powerful digging wand, and we are going to figure this out. We are going to get through this lava today. I think. I sure hope so. Because this should be, my understanding is, this should be perfectly safe, right? Any lava that we get in here will turn to rock. And actually, freezing field, I didn't even remember this when I picked it up, but freeze field it makes you completely fire immune, because any fire that you get close to just goes out immediately. Alright, so, in theory, it should be 100% safe for us to do this. Just dig ourselves a path downward through the volcanic lake. Now, our path is going to collapse above us. We know that, because the lava's going to eat through the rock. But we're going to be able to just... if it gets anywhere near us, it'll freeze again, and then we can dig through it. And this is a place where I'm really, really happy that we have chainsaw on this wand, in addition to... Hey, rock, please. This is terrifying. I'm really happy we have chainsaw on this wand in addition to the drill, so that it is actually killing the, did I just take... I took a single point of damage somehow. Because, you know, luminous drill, not so good at destroying bits of material that are actually close to you. This is such a... This is such a terrifying strategy for this. Okay, here we go. I think we've got a little bit better of a movement strategy, creating this like diagonal passage to give me a little bit more room. This, by the way, is what I was talking about when I said like the discovery still feels really good. This feels like this feels like a really intrepid use of game mechanics to do a really wild thing. Ugh, stuck. Okay, there we go. Descending into the volcanic lake in our sphere of rock and lasers. Like, this is so neat. I love the fact that the game has things in it that are neat like this. And honestly, I'm not sure how well this stuff works or how possible this stuff is if the game doesn't have the absurd scale problems, right? I wonder if this is going to go anywhere. I wonder if I'm going to be digging down here for forever and we're just going to find that it's procedurally generating lava below us. And, like, how will we even know? I don't know. I guess I have the timer, right? I can see how long I've been recording for. Apologies if the game audio is annoying. I wish I had all-seeing eye. I really, really do. So yeah, like I was saying, like, does the exploration stuff work in the same way? Is it exciting in the same way? If you're not talking about a world of the scale that this world has, with the number of sort of like... with each journey being an actual, like, challenge and undertaking. Hey, that is actual rock. Yep. Okay, well, we found some extremely dense rock, and it's not cursed rock either. So how am I going to make this safe for me? Because this is going to get eaten through, right? And then the lava's going to... Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to dig like a... I'm going to dig a diagonal path down here. Let me try to freeze this lava a little bit more to give me some time to work. We're going to dig a big diagonal path down here, and then I'm going to dig... Ah, boy. I guess to the right, because I started the path down and to the left. We'll dig to the right to... Nope, 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 not yet. I'm not ready for you. Huh. I would think that my field would be extending further than that. But yeah, my point is we're going to do this, and then we're going to dig a slanted upward path in the other direction. There we go. And this is how we don't have the lava chasing us down the tunnel. It is going to plug the entrance, but... yeah, geez. Okay, I have no idea how long we might be digging through the rock in this direction. I think that right is the sensible way to do this. I wish there was a way to, like, make this lock-off more permanent. Maybe I could... what if we fill the chamber with liquid behind us? No, that's not going to work. I don't know, whatever. I think right is the right way to go because so we're right underneath the lake, like I said. The distance from here leftwards to the wall of cursed rock is really not that great. So if there's anything, it'll probably be to the right because we're kind of at the left edge of the world. But that also means that there's a lot of to the right to go. So who knows how long it will take me to get to wherever there is, provided there is anywhere to get to. But I mean, like, it's got to connect to something at some point. I guess if I reach a wall of cursed rock to the right, then we just dig further down. And if that doesn't take us anywhere interesting, then if that just takes us to cursed rock, then we just give up and we assume that this was in fact meant to function as a barrier. Maybe you're not supposed to do the stupid thing I just did. But, like, that would still not even be conclusive information, though, right? Like, that wouldn't actually necessarily mean that, because it could be the case that there's a small chamber somewhere in the extremely dense rock that I just, like, didn't find, and that, you know, like I'm saying, I wish I had all-seeing eye. That would really help. Okay, interesting. Well, I guess we'll follow it down. So we're inside of a block of rock. Is this... okay, so the texture here is just the texture that's usually behind the big walls of extremely dense rock. I have dug through this texture an awful lot. I do wish that this wand was just a little bit better at digging. You know, if it had a little bit more mana regen, or if I had found one of those add mana modifiers, then first of all, I wouldn't have to sweep it back and forth so much, because you know, it's flickering on and off. That's why it's missing stuff. And secondly, it wouldn't make so much damn noise. Oh, I'm stuck on something. I'm gratified to see that the chamber is not fully filled with lava behind us. That's good. I mean, it wouldn't be a danger, but it would be annoying. If this does just take us down to a layer of cursed rock below it, you know, at the very least we can dig sideways through the lava in much the same way that we dug downward. But I don't know, like, who knows? Who knows what that would even accomplish? It may be that there's nothing down here. But by God, we're going to find out. There's gotta be, right? There's gotta be. If they didn't want you to come down here, it would be cursed rock. That's not... I don't feel confident of that. I think it's solid logic, but that's not the same thing as it being right. Alright, well, you know what? I'm probably gonna just go ahead and turn the recording off then, I guess, and I will welcome you all back in once I have actually discovered something, because y'all don't need to listen to me dig through this wall with this constant thumping sound for hours and hours. Hell, I don't even like doing it. You know, it's like one of my frustrations with this is that, like, it would be so easy to just look up what's out here. And I did, like, even while doing this, I did almost be like, this sucks enough that I'm like, maybe I just look it up and I don't bother digging around in the wall again. And I'm still pretty close to that point. But, like, in general, finding out is so much more fun than knowing. I have very little use for knowing a thing. As you can tell, if you know anything about the way I live my life. I have very little use for knowing a thing, but I sure do love to find a thing out. No, yeah, knowing things is valuable, insofar as it helps you figure out more things. But even so, even to the which I know is an unusual degree. Even to the unusual degree that I believe that, this game is testing me. This game definitely makes me want to just look stuff up. Because how much of my time? How much of my time can I spend doing this thing that I am doing now? And I mean, probably this is not, like... I'm sure this isn't the optimal way to access whatever's here, if there is indeed something here. But, like... how would you know that, right? You would still have to... in order to know what the optimal method for finding out this stuff is, you either would have to have stumbled across it or have looked it up yourself anyway. And just... I don't know. It's cool that the struggle is real. And I think that if they made it so that it wasn't such a struggle, it would be less compelling. But at the same time, it's a lot of struggle. It sure is too much struggle. Alright, anyway, like I said, turning off the recording. I'll see y'all whenever I figure out something interesting here. Okay, so the bottom side of this lava area, staircase down one or two more times, and then from here, from this point, just goes down, 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 down. I wasn't really paying attention to how long I was digging down for because I was mostly watching something, but it was a long, long time, and I feel relatively confident that I hit infinite procedural down. Like I said, I wasn't 100% cognizant of how deep I had dug until I looked at the clock and was like, maybe there's nothing down here. And then the climb back up really reinforced to me that was, I went really far. So I climbed back up to the last corner here. That does make me wonder some things, though. We've now seen areas where it seems, and again, I could be wrong, it's possible that I dug down to, like, just barely a screen above the cursed rock or whatever, but it seems like we have now found a place where the game does use infinite procedural up and infinite procedural down as effective barriers, which makes me wonder if the cursed rock that is to the left and the right of what we've seen so far is actually intended to be a barrier. Wouldn't they have just used, if that was supposed to be, there's no more, there's nowhere else to go, wouldn't they have just used the same procedural endlessness? And since we saw that big block of cursed rock in the middle of the cave underneath the desert, I'm starting to wonder if the cursed rock, if cursed rock is in fact a marker that there is definitely something beyond this barrier, We also found that, that cursed rock floor at the bottom of some part of the cave underneath the desert. Right? The first time we got through into there. I don't remember exactly where that was relative to... But yeah, that's got me wondering for sure. So here's the plan. Like I said, I crawled back up to the last staircase. I think this is the beginning of the procedural down wall. And I think we're just going to dig to the right. Oh, actually, no, this is a foolish way to do this, though. Because then the tunnel's going to fill. Hold on, let's do one of these. Let's dig a narrow, high-angle down shaft here. And enter that way, although apparently I've not actually left enough room for my body to fit. Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see if there's anything on the other side of this. I mean, this could go on forever too, I suppose. I don't exactly know where we are relative to the lower levels of the normal dungeon route. Yeah, I don't know exactly how deep the lake is. The first time I dug out here, we definitely dug a tunnel from right to left that crossed under the lake. I'm trying to remember if I know where, did we dig out of part of the main game dungeon to do that? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Alright, here we go. You can see our freezing field reaching through the wall. Even so, this is going to get a little... that's already starting. Shoot, and there's no way to fix that. Well... It's gonna be awkward. How am I... I'm locked in place. I can't... Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so we are mostly digging to the right. I actually think it might be a little bit more awkward to do this sideways than it was to do it downward, because we were able to mostly just fall before. This is considerably more difficult. Also, apologies for the flashing. I put the light on the drill because I knew... Yep, alright, well, bummer. I put the light on the drill because I knew I was going to use it to dig through the dark area west of the mines in order to pick up that health refill. And I wanted to be able to see what the hell I was doing, but yeah, it does create some unpleasant effects in everywhere else. I'm a little worried that I'm making the tunnel shorter and shorter. Our feet are moving up, but our head's not moving up very much. And yeah, in fact, my head is now inside of the rock. This is an annoying procedure. I wish I had better tools for this. I wish that we had like some kind of thing that could just clear all of the stuff within like a couple of pixels of us, so that I would guaranteed be able to move after doing a little bit of digging. So as it is, like, I guess wiggle violently is a reasonable path. With the digging that we're doing through the walls, you know, I'm trying to make sure that I have a way back. But here, we will never have a way back, so... Alright, I'm a little worried about the fact that we just got a bunch of vision and we can't see any terrain around us anywhere. Yep, I'm just gonna do this. This seems to be basically functional. But yeah, we can occasionally get like a weird little glimpse of the outside, and it just shows us infinite orange in all directions. It is possible that we will simply be here eternally, until somehow something goes wrong and the physics system punishes me for the thing I'm doing, which is clearly an affront against the intentions of reality, causality, and whatever gods this place may have. Which really just sounds like an average Thursday for me. This is the Age of Sin. Welcome. Welcome to my Age of Sin. How long do I have to dig through the lava before I decide that this is also infinite? There's a question I guess I should probably come up with an answer to, because, like, it could be a while, right? And this is slower going for sure than the normal digging. Can I options, audio, sound effect volume 0. Well, maybe not 0. We'll leave it a little bit. It was driving me a little crazy. I apologize if y'all were enjoying the vibe. Aha! Aha, there is rock. I mean, who knows how much rock we're going to have to dig through here, but this is, in fact, rock. So we'll just, I guess we want to create another little, like, another very steep-angled, narrow path upward, but I'm stuck on a tiny little piece of rock here, and I can't move forward. What if I just... what if I just completely destroyed this wall? Oh my god, I just want to keep going. We were doing so well. You know what the problem is? I stopped wiggling. Never stop wiggling. That's the lesson that I've learned here today, and hopefully it has come across to all of you. I gotta tell you, when we took like a single point of damage at one point during the beginning phases of Operation Dig Into the Lava, I got real nervous. I thought, oh no, we're gonna just get chipped apart by accidental physics failures. But actually, we haven't taken another point of damage since. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. I just gotta... Oh, we're so close. We're so close, and we actually have a hole now. I just gotta figure out how to get the game to let me up there. Backing up and then, like, charging forward seems to be working. Oh no. Oh no. I breached the wall. I breached the wall, and as such, I have created a new couple inches of lava problems. Oh, come on. We're so close. We're so close to freedom. It does feel like I'm not actually making any forward progress here, though. I keep backing up and then charging forward, and I'm just like, I'm letting pixels of lava melt and then re-hardening them. Okay. Okay, hey, that does sort of work a little bit. The real problem is these pixels that are really close to me that cannot be affected by my wand no matter what I do. If I could get rid of those, which I can by backing up, then I can move forward a little bit, but every time I back up to do that, I'm also creating more opportunity for the lava to reassert itself. Okay, I think it's going to have a real hard time following us in here. This part of the wall is going to get eaten away, but I think we're safe. Physicsally speaking. And so we continue into the wall. Unfortunately, with no idea how far we might have to go. But what I am going to do is just dig up to... I'm going to see if the staircasing effect on this side is the same. See if there's a wall of a ceiling of lava above us. And if so, I guess we just follow that to the right until we discover something. Although, I guess it's not, because we would have seen it already by now, right? We didn't go down from it that far before. Why does it have to be so difficult? Why do you have to actually remove every single pixel of rock? Why can't physics help me out just a tiny little bit here? Yeah, shit. Okay, hold on. Let me dig out this way a little bit. Let's find the lava and actually ascend next to the lava so that we can see where it is. So maybe maybe this looks very different on this side. Maybe it doesn't, because I dug to the right before. When we initially found the wall of lava, and I dug all the way to the left and found the cursed rock wall, and then a considerable distance to the right and followed the lava right. I know that it does go this way. Hold on now. What is this? Did we actually find the end of it? I guess so. Huh. Well. Oh, the physics. Oh, the physics engine. It's choking a little bit. Oh, I see. Okay, so we've discovered the staircasing behavior, and we were just far enough away that that stuff had not filled in. So this is really bad, actually. Yeah. Well, if we're far enough away, it will never actually fill the tunnel. If it does fill the tunnel, it's not like the end of the world or anything. It just means that we have to dig through it again on our way back. Unfortunately, the rock made of cooled lava is a lot less annoying to dig through than the extremely dense rock is. So I guess what I want to do is dig up there. I'm trying to think. Like, we're just going to end up... No, actually, I'm really curious. Let's dig up and see where it meets... Well, if we... Okay, so if we were underneath it... I'm trying to model this in my head. If we were underneath it, and we saw it doing this staircasing effect, I was under the impression that it was just going to be lava all to our right and above us. We dug through it... But I know that the lava river extends a considerable distance to the right, so I think we're probably still underneath the main body of the lava river. It's just that it's got the parts that go down have a really weird shape. So, is the right thing to do... I guess the right thing to do is to dig upward, and then just until we see it, and then follow it to the right from there? Yeah, probably. Again, not a process I'm going to make you sit through. Just... take a moment to appreciate all of the hard work that I'm doing so that we all can have the fun of exploration here. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. I appreciate that you did that. And I guess I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I followed the river upward. I found where the river of lava was the roof. I dug along that, and I've sort of veered away from it. Not really intentionally, but because, if I'm honest, I was falling asleep a little bit while while I was doing this. But yeah, that. I have started to see things in the dark, and then, look at this. We found the edge. Whatever's happening here, it was just taking damage a second ago. So we're not going to breach just yet, but it looks like we're above a chamber. Let's just follow the edge here for a second. So I'm curious how far to the left this goes, and then we can follow it back the other way. We're below the river of lava right now. We're not super far below it. Like I said, I was sort of losing my straight line a little bit. I've been in this wallery a long time, y'all. So that doesn't look like an enemy that I'm familiar with. Did we actually find like a whole new biome down here? I haven't received any like nameplates or anything. Not since we saw, entering the volcanic lake, so part of me wants to just see if I can poke the laser through. I am, of course, always nervous about attempting that and having it not work, and having it not actually be able to reach the enemy, and then just having created a hole through which they can shoot magic garbage at me. Oh, we're getting some hitching, and also that thing is happening where the sound is... Alright, hold on. I'm gonna just save and quit and relaunch. This seems to fix that problem pretty reliably, so we'll just re-Noita here. Except that, of course, now Steam is hanging. Sorry, just a second. Technical difficulties. But I'm excited now. This is not a good time for the equipment not to be working. We found something. I would estimate that I've been digging, like, since the first part of this recording, including all of the parts where I dipped out, I've probably been digging for north of 2 hours. I don't know. That's probably about right. It's a lot. It's a lot to explore around here. I don't know why the video's not picking up on the recording here. There it goes. Okay. Alright, we're back. And I have already recorded for an awfully long time today. That Dwarf Romantic thing ended up being way, way longer than I thought it was going to. And then the same is true of Loop Hero. I got in a real position on Loop Hero and started getting long on that too. So, like... Oh, wow. Look at that. We are well past the amount of work... When I started recording Noita, we were well past the amount of work I usually do in a recording day. So we're, I am at the end of it a little bit here. This is spooky. So there's just little bits of lava inside the wall here. And we can dig downward if we've entered the work. This isn't the work. I guess maybe we're close enough for it to share a name. We can't. Hold on, I can't see what we're doing here. We gotta get closer to that wall. So this is real... Huh. This is real Doom right here. It's a very not Noita sort of aesthetic. Not to say that Noita... Oh, God! Can't move. Okay, I'm really stuck in the wall at the moment. And this thing is bleeding a tremendous amount of lava, which would be a real problem for most characters. Okay. I'm very stuck. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that a chamber over there? There we go. Okay. So, how hard did that hit? I was at 314 before, right? So that's not... It's not like a crazy hard hit. Okay. This is dangerous. Yeah, I suppose I can do this, right? I can form a shield. Then if I can get myself out of the shield, we can actually collect some of this money, although... Not that I need it necessarily. No. Oh, big crystal enemies. Oh, big crystal enemies. No, stay back. Stay back. This is kind of working. Their projectiles must be getting pushed off by the repulsion field. Okay. Well, I mean, you make money real quickly here. I want to go back inside the wall, please. I do not like this. It's weird that there's like a fake wall structure between... I don't know what's going on here. I would like to get back in the wall. Okay. So we've discovered a thing here. We've discovered some enemies that we've not seen before who shoot very large fireballs. I wonder if we were properly fire immune, I wonder if we'd be taking damage. So with the freezing field, I'm only kind of fire immune in that fire stops being around me, but I don't think I'm technically immune to the damage it can deal. But so we know we're at... Well, I guess I don't. I was about to say we know we're at the left edge of whatever this area is, but if it goes left and down, then, I mean, depending on how far down it goes, it could go left quite a long way. In fact, like I said, I've been digging to the right for an extremely long period of time, so there is a lot of space here. As long as it was able to be below us. What is this identified as? Hell rock. Okay. Just your classic hell rock. Did we dig into Doom? Did I accidentally find a way into a different series that's running right now? Pretty soon it's going to be like, entered, blood swamps. Well, the good news is the hell rock does seem to cut a little bit easier. Don't have to do nearly as much drilling. And yeah, it looks like it does. It does in fact go left and down. So we may have breached in sort of the middle of the thing, just like at the highest point. Oh yeah, come over here. I dare you. He's not gonna do it. So it looks like this is an area that expects you to have drilling capability, maybe, or at least the ability to burn through hell rock, because it's made up of several chambers that are completely blocked off from each other. I mean, we could poke our head out here as long as we make sure that we have a quick and easy escape back in. Here, let's dig a proper escape tunnel up into the extremely dense rock here, and then we'll look down. Is this a temple? Are we about to find an orb of true knowledge? Is that what's happening? I'm gonna make sure my tunnel has an elbow in it before I before I go over there. All right, this ought to at least give us enough room to maneuver if we get jumped by something. Oh. Well, no, it is not. It is not, in fact, an orb. Is it normal rock at the bottom? Yeah, okay. Well, this is very interesting. So these have been for essences every time except for the time it was the portal to the tower. Which I guess, I hadn't really thought about this before, but I guess that sort of implies that the essences in the tower have something to do with each other, right? Maybe whatever's at the top of the tower is what you need the essences for. Well, that's... boy. I don't know. That looks like a ball of plasma to me or something. I guess I can... oh, it's the essence of water. I was going to say, you can touch it. You have to press E to actually pick it up. So if I pick it up, what's it going to do? It could produce a ton of liquid out of us, in which case that liquid would freeze, which would be really annoying. But it would also make us functionally invulnerable, I think. Right? We would just have we'd have stuff coming out of us constantly. I mean, I would sort of like to try to explore the place, but also I'm really worried, based on the amount of damage we had to do to those enemies to kill them, we're not going to be able to actually engage in normal open combat with them. Part of me doesn't want to just burn the run on picking up an essence, because so far picking up an essence has usually ruined our run. With the alcohol one, it was less direct. It didn't immediately kill us, but yeah. All right. I think we're not going to be able to fight in this area anyway, so we're going to have a hard time figuring out what's going on here. And we can just try to dig all the way around the edges of it, but like I said, I'm a little bit at the end of my rope with that. So, yeah, let's pick this up and see if it kills us. The earth flows around you. Does it? Oh. So wait, is that doing it? No, it's not. Ow. What? That dealt damage to me. Okay, so it's like a thing is shooting out of me, usually downward, but not always. And it's turning the ground to lava, which, you know, it's... If we didn't have freezing field, this absolutely would just be killing us. Oh no, this is interesting. Where does this go? Oh, okay. It's the hell dragon worm. Oh god, I can't move. I'm stuck in the lava. Well, get drilled, nerd. Okay, cause of death, worm bite. Yeah, that's a hell of a description for the thing that happened to me there. Okay, so we discovered some kind of crazy under-the-ground super hell dragon worm in a wacky tunnel. I wonder if that tunnel is, if that gap in the floor is always there, or if that was dug by the worm on this particular instance of the biome. Well, you know, listen, at least we had an interesting ending there. So out of curiosity, 7 hours, I don't, boy, could that be right? Maybe, actually. No. Maybe. I spent a lot of time digging around. There was no episode yesterday because I started this process yesterday and didn't get far enough to make anything of it. Yeah, maybe that is right. So that's a good example of what I was talking about when I said my time and everything. I think that right there is where we're going to call it for today, and thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, there's not going to be another episode of Noita for like at least a week, because I'm not doing one tomorrow, and then the beginning of next week there's going to be some other stuff in this slot, and then we'll see. I will at the very least, if I'm not coming back to do more, I will at the very least make a video where I say that. So, I will see y'all in a week or so for the decision on where exactly the series is going from here, and I'll see you then.